bucks. So right here, I have 330 million bucks. We're going to keep going, right?
Yeah, you can keep doing that. But you have to actually just justify like why the policies are helpful or not.
This is what's interesting.
Like you can say how much they cost.
Hold on
but
a
if
second.
they do something useful for the government, then their prices make sense.
They're empty buildings. What use is happening for them other than landlords getting rich for nothing? The point is this. You think the government is innocent until proven guilty. I think the government, after what we've learned, is guilty until proven innocent. They have to justify why this money is being spent in the first place.
Wait a minute. That's how the law works. Innocent until proven guilty. You have to prove that
that's not how taxpayer money works, though. It's that if we find waste, you're going to have to over-justify why this exists in the first place.
Yeah,
Secondly,
but you just fire them. You just get rid of the program automatically before you've done the work.
Let me go back to a more thing. This is an argument they're making. Oh, it's not that much money. Even if you only save $100 in taxpayer money, that is a moral fight worth having. That attitude is why we're $35 trillion in debt.
What's up, YouTube? Hope you guys are feeling good. Today, guys, we're back giving a new video. Today, we're going to be checking out Charlie Kirk destroys woke Elon Musk hater. This is going to be amazing. A lot. I call him Charlie Kick because I love kicking us. Let's get right to this video, guys.
Good. I just want to drill in a bit about Doge and some of the
Quick, we've done it like 5 or 6 times.
And about some of these hirings and some of the unconstitutional moves they've been making. I don't to be more useful here. When your claim is that you're trying to make the government more efficient, and then you arbitrarily fire a bunch of people. Like for example, for the nuclear people. A bunch of them were fired, and then they had to get them back. You're wasting time and effort by randomly and arbitrarily picking how to handle these cases. If your claim is that you want to be efficient, you should just go and immediately start firing people. You have to go over this with a lot more methodical effort, and that's not what's happening. And on top of that, the Doge administration will not save enough money. Even if you were to fire every single government employee, they would not even be able to get to a fraction of how much revenue we need to get for taxes. That's not enough, and it's not helpful.
No, I mean, I have these placards.
Sorry. And when you go over those placards, you can flash them and say that
I mean, it's $115 million for equity assessment programs. That's a lot of money.
No, it does not. And with regards, compared
this
to
is
how
not a lot of money?
Compared to how much we need to run the country.
Hold on. This is a very important point you're making.
We're talking about scale here. About $2.6 trillion of revenue comes from our income taxes. If you're going to make these cuts, you need to meaningfully account for them.
This is a false argument. I'm glad you're making it, which is that we shouldn't cut it because it's not that big of a deal.
No, that's not what I mean.
So should we cut this? $115 million for equity assessment of existing program policies.
The point
cut.
The point is that if we're
I'm going to make the point, but do you think this should be cut?
It depends. You need to make the argument that it's actually good. You can't just flash the dollar sign.
I'm going to flash
and then say
equity assessments of existing program policies, $115 million.
Yes, you have to justify that this program is helpful or not. You have to justify the existence of the program.
Yes, it should not exist.
Why? Why does it not exist?
Well,
Why
first of all, the president signed an executive order saying no more DEI. Okay. Equity assessment should have no place in the U.S. government because equity is not constitutional. It's not in the U.S. Constitution. It's not an American value. Why? It's about redistribution. And $115 million is a grotesque amount of money to spend on it. So you should get rid of it to save taxpayer money. Now,
it's not
to your point,
taxpayer money.
It's $115 million to get rid of this. Now, it's also $144 million here of empty buildings. How about empty buildings?
Again, you can't just say empty building. Well, you have to go over a detail.
No, we did. That's why there's 97 of them. They reviewed the leases. Yes. They're vacated because of COVID. That's $144 million. So right here, I have 330 million bucks. We're going to keep going, right?
Yeah, you can keep doing that. But you have to actually just justify why the policies are helpful or not.
This is what's interesting.
You can say how much they cost.
Hold on a second.
If they do something useful for the government, then their prices make sense.
They're empty buildings. What use is happening for them other than landlords getting rich for nothing? The point is this. You think the government is innocent until proven guilty. I think the government, after what we've learned, is guilty until proven innocent. They have to justify why this money is being spent in the first place.
Wait a minute. That's how the law works. Innocent until proven guilty. You have to prove that
that's not how taxpayer money works, though. It's that if we find waste, you're going to have to over-justify why this exists in the first place.
Yeah,
Secondly,
but you just fire them. You just get rid of the program automatically before you've done the work.
Let me go back to a more thing. This is an argument they're making. Oh, it's not that much money. Even if you only save $100 in taxpayer money, that is a moral fight worth having. Yeah. That attitude is why we're $35 trillion in debt. Secondly, which is very important, if you annualize Doge's savings, you know how much they're on pace to save this year? $1 trillion. $1 trillion, which would then get us on path for a balanced budget. They're on pace because you say, oh, it's only $1 billion here. They've been in for 6 weeks. They've already saved $100 billion. By December, they'll be at $1 trillion. Our deficit is $1.6 trillion. We're going to lower our deficit in such an increasingly important way, and you're going to learn that you actually don't need these government agencies to run a country, that these people are unnecessary, it's bloated, these bureaucrats don't do anything all day long, and we need to right-size it because we're a nation in debt. We know we're $35 trillion in debt?
Yes.
In debt?
Yes.
And the only way we're going to get out of it is if we're honest, be like, how about no more empty buildings? No more $115 for equity assessment program. Biodiversity in Nepal, $19 million?
Again, those can be important. You have to, those could be helpful.
Okay, so how could biodiversity in Nepal for $19 million? We spent $20 million for a new Sesame Street in Iraq. It's true. You guys can look it up.
Yes.
$20 million for New Sesame Street in Iraq. And because no one has ever had the courage to look through the books and look and examine the expenditures.
But that's not what's happening.
No, it has happened. No, Biden, Obama, they never looked through any of the federal expenditures. And we got to $35 trillion in debt. This is the first time in my lifetime we have an administration going after the waste, going after the size of government to balance the budget so that you guys don't live as indentured servants and Russian serfs for the rest of your life.
Well, I just want to say, what?
Go ahead.
You don't need to interrupt people. Thank you. The point is, when you want to deal with this problem, you can either increase taxes or cut spending massively. The point is that these programs aren't efficient and helpful for getting to that goal.
Yes, I just proved to you that they're on pace for $1 trillion of cuts.
Just prove that.
But even if it's only $1 billion or $2 billion, that's admirable and noble. That's just so we're clear.
Twofold. You have to both justify that these programs are bad, and then no, you can flash a sign. This is a program. It costs this much money. We should cut it. That's not an argument.
$1.5 million for voter confidence in Liberia.
Again, you can say that.
Do you know anything about Liberia? I happen to know a lot about it, but that's a separate issue.
It's not about what I know. It's about the people in the government making these decisions.
Yes, and they have proven themselves to be robber barons over the last 20 years. That they're spending your money with reckless abandon and total indiscretion. And it's time that this is what's important. It's we the people, not we the government workers. And we've taken back the government.
The government workers are also American people.
Yes, but who works for who? Do we work for them or do they work for us? Which one?
Yes. They work for us. Obviously.
They work for us, yes. So we voted in November by popular vote and electoral vote landslide that this crap is over. And that's what we're doing. We overwhelmingly spoke. And so we're going to go piece by piece, department by department, and this is why it's important. You guys deserve a future where you don't have $35 trillion in debt, where you don't have $1 trillion deficit.
You're not solving that problem by doing this.
Again, I have
$1
trillion. You have to address this. They're on pace to cut $1 trillion by December. That's big. Big. That's 75% of our deficit.
Okay. But my point is that you have to meaningfully increase taxes or cut something like cuts. Yes, you do.
Well, I know that's what he's doing. They are meaningfully cutting spending.
You have to cut tax. You have to either raise taxes.
No, you don't.
Or massively cut spending.
Got it. Let me just ask one final question.
Yes.
If Trump and Elon get this done and balance the budget and cut all this, will you give them credit?
It depends on how successful. Wait, I am not finished speaking. Oh my God! It depends on how successful the country is afterwards. It depends. If you make a lot of cuts and the country becomes worse, then you didn't do your job.
Okay, we'll see what happens. Thank you.
Trump hates the students is actually not listening to Charlie at all, because Charlie is making a point, and you're also saying the same thing Charlie have just said already. $1 trillion, guys. $1 trillion. Elon Musk and Trump have saved $1 trillion. By December, it's make it $1 trillion. That is a massive cut. That is big. Very, 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 very big. If you ask me. And Charlie is giving you instance. And for you, it's $144 million on empty buildings. That is crazy. And they just saved America from that. And you do not see anything about that. The students... And the Trump hater do not see anything of what they've done. For him, it's nothing. $144 million. Doge is working for just 6 weeks, and they have saved over $100 billion already of American money. That is a massive cut. By December, there will be $1 trillion. You understand? This, Doge is saving American deficits almost 75% already. This is a massive progress. And just getting to a year now. Because by December, it will be like a year. It will be getting to a year. In just 6 weeks, guys, in just 6 weeks, Doge is saving America massively. What the previous governments could not do like in like 20 years ago. 20 years, like they could not do it. And Doge is just doing that in 6 weeks. They're saving America massive cuts. Massive. $1 trillion, guys. It's massive. US deficit now is getting much better. And this student sees nothing in that. Like, how dumb can you be? Like, it's crazy. Because what Elon Musk is doing is really, really good. Because it's obvious, it's showing in America. $100 billion already is massive. And $1 trillion to be in December. It's, what? That is surprising. That is massive. I don't know why the guy hates Musk. I don't know why he hates Trump. But that is his goddamn business. As long as what they are doing, there's evidence in it, and it's actually saving America. I'm supporting it. I'm a big fan. If you can see, it's right here. I'm a big fan of it. Because so that our generations will not be in debt. What? $35 trillion. You understand? This is something. This is a progress that we ought to celebrate. Trump cut out DEI spending, like money that's been given to DEI. It was never needed. It is not in our constitution. It was never meant such expenses, such money that was being given to DEI. I think $115 million. It should not have been there in the first place. So such progress we're having in America now, like I believe, like as I said, Trump coming to office was never a mistake. It was meant to happen. He's there to make America great again. You have always been saying this every single time. And people who he actually puts in power, or people who he appointed to be in power, they're doing a great job. And you can see it by the savings that they are saving America. You can see it. What the previous governments could not do during the era. Trump and Elon Musk is doing, and also other people who are also in power, supporting the same agenda. See what they're saving. It's beautiful. This student right here is the reason why we're in debt. He's not seeing the future of America. That is why he's thinking like this. Comment down below and think about this video. Give us a thumbs up. Share this video to as many as you can. Subscribe to the channel, guys. These are the students that were given the right to vote. That's why I want to increase the voting area more. Because of kids like this. Subscribe to the channel, guys. I will see you guys in the next video. Make sure you stay safe.